Hey guys, welcome back to Content Undefined. I'll be your host, Sora Kai, your favorite amputee on the net, and today I'm going to be telling you why you should be playing the Cycle Frontier. If I had to describe the Cycle, it would be a giant gamble and a giant rage game. This game's going to make you rage like never before. It's going to be like that time you played Super Meat Boy and then hated your life. The game is very massively gambly, and I don't mean that in a microtransaction kind of way. I mean that in a way of a sense like you go into the match with a loadout. You can see here I'm going through a loadout, customizing attachments, etc. What happens is you choose your loadout, you go into a map, and then you have to go for whatever quest mission that you're on and also whatever resources you're going after. The game is a PvE and PvP game, meaning that you'll be facing off against players and monsters, NPCs. If a player kills you, this is where the gamble comes in. You lose everything. I mean, everything you took in, you now lost. That's the gamble of the game. That's also the rage game because you will die a lot. The game is designed to be rough and tough, and honestly, your armor, it's kind of like paper mache. But even though your armor's like paper mache, and you're probably going to die a lot to the point where you're frustrated, fear not, don't stress it, it's not all over. Because if you take out insurance before you go into a match, and I highly advise you take out insurance on your gear, you'll get prompt for it whenever you get ready to deploy. What you do is you get your insurance, and when you die, go back to your quarters, and it'll tell you a timer. After that timer goes off, you'll get back some money, and you can use that money to rebuy your gear, etc. Or whatever. You might even have more stuff available that's packages that they've gave you. So it's not all over, and you're not going to be too hard up on it, but you will lose quite a bit of crap, and you'll have to go back in the grind. The game's set up kind of like Destiny 2 when it comes to factions. There's 3 factions: Korolev, Orisis, and ICA. Korolev is like your miners. Orisis is kind of your science people. They're learning things, etc. And ICA is like the police. They're basically the police. Preferably, I like Orisis because 1, they look cooler, they sound cooler, and their guns are freaking better. Not only that, at level 5 in the faction of Orisis, you unlock the Manicore, and that gun freaking rips things apart. It is amazing. I love it. How you level up within a faction is by doing their quests, jobs, which is kind of an obvious, or selling things to them. If you sell things to them, you'll grow up in their faction pretty quickly. You want to go and grind for like jewels, stuff, whatever, random materials, you name it. Just mine things, scraps, you just whatever you don't need to craft with or you just feel like giving up to them to level up as quickly as possible within their faction. And it unlocks things. Like I said, the Manicore is level 5. It's like one of the 2 or 3 first things you unlock, and it's really worth it. But I would pick whichever faction you like the best and just kind of go with it. Basically, it all boils down to this. The Cycle is a grindy game. The Cycle is one of those games that you sit down, you play, you either got the heart for it and the stomach for it, or you don't. Whether it's an NPC it takes you out, a player it takes you out, maybe you made too much noise and you're attracting too much attention, it doesn't matter. The game is amazing, it's fun, it's hard, it's going to drive you crazy. It's definitely not one of those games you come home from work and want to relax and have a stress-free moment. So I wouldn't advise playing this if you're feeling stressed. But hey, if you feel like, giving yourself a challenge, this is the game for you. The Cycle is a free-to-play game. It's in early access. You can get into it through Steam. All you got to do is click the receive the access button and boom, you probably got it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't done it already, please hit that follow button, and I'll see you next time in the next video. You guys stay handy.